Recently, there has been a huge stir in the Japanese immigration community. A piece of news hit like thunder. The management and operation visa, commonly known as the business management visa, will undergo significant changes, with the new regulations officially coming into effect on October 16. This is not a minor adjustment, but a complete upgrade of the threshold. It's like closing off a shortcut to immigration for countless foreigners in Japan, especially Chinese nationals. For Chinese living in Japan, this is practically a death sentence. The new rule don't just target newcomers, they will also apply retroactively to existing holders with a 3-year grace period. Once the time is up, if the standards are not met, they will be forced to leave. Once the news broke, the Chinese community in Japan was in uproar. On the WeChat groups, X platforms, and Xiaohongshu, people were mourning. The PR dream is shattered.
The wave of people returning to China due to the business management visa is here. We've only been here for a little over a year, and now we're facing both the wave of people coming to Japan and the wave of people leaving. Many are selling their furniture, and some are even selling their houses. My friend's child said, suddenly 3 or 4 of their classmates learning Japanese disappeared. Some people who just arrived in Japan rented houses and directly transferred a full set of Chinese furniture, all bundled together for a certain price. Some are going to Spain, some to Thailand, some to Germany, and some are returning to China. Oh my.
What exactly has happened with Japan's visa review? Japan's visa review process has suddenly become stricter, especially for business management visas, skilled worker visas, humanities visas, and student visas. There has been a large number of cases where visas were rejected or cancelled. Many people who thought obtaining a visa meant everything was settled encountered issues when it came time to renew. Some are quite serious, with authorities even requiring them to leave Japan within a specific period. Among all the visa categories, the business management visa has the most severe cases. Some people registered companies, but these companies had no substantial operations and hadn't even fulfilled basic tax obligations. The Immigration Office has repeatedly emphasized that the true essence of the business management visa is to engage in legitimate business activities and poses sufficient capital and business capabilities rather than simply obtaining a visa and staying in Japan. Let's take a look at the changes in the new regulations. First, the capital requirement has skyrocketed. It's been raised from the previous 5 million yen, around 33,000 USD, to 30 million yen, around 200,000 USD. Previously, with just 250,000 RMB, one could give it a try, but now you need at least 5 million yen to start. The Japanese Ministry of Justice explained that this change is meant to ensure companies have substantial operational capability and to prevent the proliferation of shell companies. Next, the applicant's company must employ at least one full-time employee who is either Japanese or hold permanent residence. Foreigners with work visas in Japan do not count. Japan's unemployment rate is now as low as 2.5%, marking a state of full employment, making it difficult to hire people. If it's a small family-run business, there are no requirement to hire before. But now, to meet visa requirements, one must hire at least one Japanese employee with an annual salary of 3 million yen, around 20,000 USD or more. This shows that the new rules specifically target business models with little contribution to Japanese employment, such as family businesses, which are now effectively excluded. Third, Japanese language proficiency is now a hard requirement. At least one person in the company must have a Japanese proficiency level of N2 or above, capable of fluent communication in Japanese. This is crucial in Japan's business environment. Previously, there were no language requirement, which led to communication barriers for many applicants after arriving in Japan, impacting business operations. Fourth, the qualifications for the business owners have been upgraded. The main applicant must have at least 3 years of entrepreneurial experience or a master's degree in business management or a related field. According to data from the Ministry of Justice, previously no experience was required, leading to a 40% failure rate for projects. The new regulations are designed to select genuinely capable business owners. Fifth, the business plan can no longer be casually written. It must be endorsed by certified professionals such as administrative scriveners who will confirm its feasibility. This clearly targets the unscrupulous agencies that use to fabricate plans to help people bypass the system. Now it must be vetted by government-certified experts to prevent any deception. What's even harsher is that even those who have already applied for permanent residence must meet the new standards for their application to be processed. The Ministry of Justice website has updated the application forms, and these will be effective starting October 16th, with no grace period. The speed of this change surpasses Japan's usual legislative practices, demonstrating the government's strong determination to implement these reforms. In fact, Japan's business management visas didn't change overnight. Its predecessor was the investment management visa launched in 2005, which allowed foreigners to stay long-term in Japan based on business activities. The background for this was Japan's economic bubble burst, resulting in a labor shortage and a reliance on Southeast Asia's trainee system in manufacturing. The Japanese government introduced this visa to attract foreign investment and elite talent, with low entry requirements, no employee, language, and experience requirements. All it needed was a business plan proving the company's operational feasibility. Initially, the visa was issued for 1 year, renewable for up to 5 years, and after 10 years, one could apply for permanent residence. Initially, people weren't very interested in this type of visa. It wasn't until 2015 when the Japanese government renamed it the Business Management Visa and included it in the highly skilled talent system that interest grew. This change allowed family members to join and children to benefit from Japan's educational and healthcare services. As is well known, Japan has a well-developed social security system with a universal health insurance coverage at 99%, free education for children up to high school, and generous unemployment benefits. A Shanghai-based entrepreneur who obtained the visa recalled, "For 5 million yen, I could open a small trading company, my child could attend a public school, and medical expenses were fully reimbursed. It's much cheaper than buying property to immigrate to Canada." At the time, the Japanese government had a lenient policy with relaxed renewal reviews, only checking the company's existence and tax payment records. Once this news spread, it attracted many Chinese nationals, and the number of applicants quickly skyrocketed. According to data from Japan's immigration office, the number of business management visa applications exceeded 10,000 in 2015, with Chinese nationals accounting for 30%. In 2016, the number of Chinese applicants reached 5,000, and in the following years, the number continued to soar, reaching 20,000 by 2023. Originally, more people were willing to invest, which was a positive development for Japan. Such argue that Japan's business management visa is essentially a transaction. Foreigners staying in Japan must contribute significantly to Japanese society, with the taxes and job opportunities they provide far outweighing the benefit they receive from Japan. Only under these conditions can they leverage Japan's national advantages to realize their entrepreneurial dreams. For Chinese people who have long been suppressed and persecuted by the Chinese Communist Party, the ever-changing political environment, sluggish economy, weak social security, hypocritical legal system, and brainwashing education make personal property and even life constantly at risk of being seized by the CCP. Any immigration policy they can access becomes a lifeline. Therefore, in order to escape an uncertain future, to secure a legal identity, to have an exit strategy, and to ensure their children can receive an education in a free environment, Japan's business management visa has become, in their eyes, a welfare card.
实话实说，日本生活上还是有蛮多福利的。
To be honest, Japan offers quite a few benefits in daily life, which apply to foreigners as well. First, education for children is free, and medical care is also free, including inpatient meals. For adults, from prenatal care to delivery, everything is covered, and there's even a business subsidy provided. Elderly people, in addition to receiving a pension, only need to pay 10% of medical expenses, no matter how expensive the treatment or hospitalization. Second, property here is freehold, meaning the house and the land underneath it are yours. You can play and build freely, with no restriction on tearing it down or rebuilding. Japan doesn't have bare shell homes, and the concept of shared spaces doesn't exist. Everything, from the hardware to the soft furnishings, is included, and you can move in with just your luggage. Third, Japan is very thorough when it comes to food safety. The expiration dates on products sold in supermarkets are generally shorter, and while additives are not absent, they are minimal. The long life expectancy in Japan is not without reason. All these benefits can be enjoyed once you obtain a long-term visa for Japan, without needing to change nationality.
On X platform, a Beijing mother who obtained the visa in 2018 posted, "Japan's welfare is amazing. School fees are free, and a doctor's visit for a cold cost only 100 yen, about 0.66 USD. Popular posts on Xiaohongshu frequently highlight business management visa guide, 250,000 RMB to open a company, the whole family immigrates to Japan with free food, entertainment, and medical care. Open a company with 250,000 RMB, immigrate to Japan with your family, free schooling for children, affordable healthcare, Japan's welfare is fantastic, school fees are waived. Chinese nationals who obtained visas continue to share their joy on major video platforms across mainland China. As these videos spread quickly, agencies in cities like Tokyo and Osaka began advertising with slogans like "No language requirement, no experience needed, family-run business, welcome." To make a profit, some agencies even helped Chinese nationals forge business plans and degrees, hiring mascot employees who didn't actually perform any work.
Hello， 大家好，我是苦老爸行政书士。
Today, I would like to explain the benefits of the business management visa. First, the application threshold is low, making it accessible for ordinary people. There are no strict educational or Japanese language requirements, and no specific technical skills are needed. You only need to be over 18 and have a clean criminal record to apply. Second, the financial requirements are clear and transparent. The required registered capital is just 500,000 yen, or about 250,000 RMB, which can also be used for daily operational expenses such as renting office space and purchasing equipment. Third, the whole family can immigrate together with comprehensive benefits. Spouses can work legally, children under 18 can receive free public education in Japan, and the entire family can enroll in Japan's health insurance system with only 30% of medical costs being out of pocket. Whether it's the boastful display of superiority after receiving Japanese immigration benefits or the lucrative advertising by agencies, many people sharing these posts likely just want to express the Japanese government treats its citizens well. My choice was right. However, they may not realize how the Japanese public and online users will perceive all of this in today's highly connected information society. Japanese media NHK highlighted this phenomenon on its feature, The Shadow of the Business Management Visa, citing Xiaohongshu post and exposing the practice of Chinese nationals exploiting the system, which sparked public dissatisfaction. One Japanese user on X platform commented, "We pay high taxes every year. Prices keep soaring, and now we're subsidizing foreigners?" Perhaps it's because the media has continually amplified this issue, and public opinion has been repeatedly stirred. This has turned the debate over to the visa system into a broader issue of anti-foreign sentiment that is spreading throughout Japanese society. This has coincided with the election of Sanae Takaichi as the first female president of the Liberal Democratic Party on October 4th. This political shift has further solidified the influence of Japanese conservative faction, which now emphasizes nationalism, economic security, and stricter management of foreign nationals. Takaichi, as a former Minister of Economic Security and a successor of the Shinzo Abe faction, has consistently advocated for strengthening national security, including stringent scrutiny of visas, residency, and naturalization applications for foreigners. She openly stated her intention to deport fake refugees, crack down on illegal overstays, and use stricter background checks to maintain Japan's social order and economic interests. A Taiwanese entrepreneur with 10 years of experience in Japan remarked, "I believe this overhaul of business management visa is not merely a policy adjustment. It is also due to a shift in the political climate." He added, "There has been a lot of online discussion about the visa revisions, but several key points have been overlooked." This amendment went from announcement to implementation in just 6 days with no grace period. The scope of the changes even applies retroactively, which completely exceeds Japan's long-standing legislative and policy practices. We should not overlook the intensity and political significance behind such measures. This time, not only is the policy being implemented quickly and with strict conditions, but it also applies retroactively to existing applicants. This shows that more than just revising the laws, the Japanese government is demonstrating to conservative domestic voters that it has the determination to protect the nation and its people. On the other hand, for law-abiding foreign entrepreneurs, they have effectively become the political cost of implementing these new regulations. He further noted, the highly skilled talent to permanent residency provision was directly cancelled, with the new rules applying within a week of the announcement, without any grace period. Moreover, the retroactive applications of these rules completely overturns the previous exclusive conditions for the visa, surprising everyone. The highly skilled talent visa was originally designed as a flagship visa to attract foreign talent. Now, with almost no prior warning, it has been changed and even applied retroactively. It feels as though no matter how hard you try or how well you follow the rules, the new regulations could still invalidate your efforts. He also pointed out that many believes the revision of the business management visa is intended to eliminate unsuitable applicants and improve loopholes in the system. But the situation may not be so simple. The proportion of highly skilled management talent in the business management visa category is very low, and in terms of education, experience, initial investment, and annual income, these individuals are far superior to regular business owners. These individuals are now the primary target. Therefore, this revision shows that Japan still allows people to come for short-term stays, pay taxes, and work, but the threshold for staying long-term has become significantly higher. As early as 2019, Japan's Asahi Shimbun reported on an investigation into the business management visa issue, revealing that 20% of companies holding this visa were actually shell companies with no employees or profits. These companies existed solely to extend the visa, with no contribution to the Japanese economy. In 2022, an internal report from Japan's immigration office highlighted that many high-end applicants for the business management visa from China were involved in diploma fraud and bribing administrative scriveners. Furthermore, after obtaining permanent residency, 30% of these individuals became unemployed and began claiming unemployment benefits. This not only failed to contribute to Japan's economy, but it also resulted in a drain on Japan's social welfare system. The Japanese government has long been concerned about these applicants from China, many of whom are not true entrepreneurs but part of a family immigration group. For example, a husband may register a shell company such as a trade intermediary or small restaurant, and then transfer the required 5 million yen capital from China. Once this is done, the wife and children can be listed as dependents, allowing the whole family to enjoy Japan's low-cost healthcare and education system. Children can attend Japanese schools for free, and the family can take advantage of Japan's medical system. In Japan, people without tax records are often categorized as low-income households and can even receive local subsidies. Moreover, this behavior is not illegal, as all application procedures are within the system's regulations.
This morning, we arrived in Tokyo from Guangzhou. A group of 3 or 4 of us came here. One person had been denied a business management visa in the past and was taken into the customs interrogation room for questioning. So, here's a reminder. If you apply for a business management visa or a highly skilled talent visa and were rejected, you will definitely be questioned when entering Japan.
In the 2022 local election in Japan, conservatives began pushing the Ministry of Justice to review the business management visa system, demanding a proposal for revisions by the end of the year. The continued surge in the number of Chinese applicants for the business management visas, reaching 20,000 in 2023, raised alarms in Japan's political circles. The clever tricks employed by Chinese nationals to exploit loopholes have drawn increasing attention from Japanese society. The actions of individuals raised under the CCP propaganda who are willing to do anything for personal gain accelerated the shift in Japan's immigration policy. The group most impacted by these changes are the foreign entrepreneurs who have been diligently running small businesses in Japan. Some of them have struggled for years only to now face the possibility of being unable to renew their visas. The implementation of the new policy means that all their hard work could be erased by a single government decree. Analyzing the entire process from the hype surrounding Japan's business management visa to its eventual revisions, Chinese nationals have played an unsavory role. Their unscrupulous pursuit of profit has disrupted societal norms and jeopardized the future of the entire group. The desire for a better life is a universal wish. Traditional Chinese culture emphasizes the cultivation of inner virtues to enhance moral character, while achieving external norms and mutual love. This is a universal value recognized internationally. It's also the ideal that Chinese people are meant to embody. As have been proven, relying on opportunism and manipulation may yield some temporary benefits, but it will inevitably lead to grim consequences.